what amazes me is how the media does not seem to be covering this story at all. The House of Representatives has been out of session for more than a month now, officially. And this is illegal. The Constitution says that whenever either the House or the Senate is in recess for more than 3 days, it can only do so with the permission of the other body, during a regular session. And, during the 2 years that it's supposed to be in session. So you can't go more than 3 days of recess or vacation or whatever you want to call it without the other body saying, okay, that's cool with us. The Senate has not said a word. The Senate has not said this is okay. Mike Johnson has been operating outside the law with the House of Representatives as far as I can tell. I mean, if you can find it, I searched. I ran Google, I ran ChatGPT, I ran Perplex. I ran a bunch of different, has the Senate, couldn't find a single instance of it. So number one, it's illegal. But even if the Senate was to say, okay, it's cool, you can go on recess for a month. Why? Why is Mike Johnson doing this? Why has he recessed the House of Representatives for an entire month plus? I think the reason, I think it's fairly obvious, although again, nobody in the media seems to be pointing this out, and I'm not sure why. I think it may be because they think that the government shutdown and the House recess are the same thing, and they're not. They're two completely separate things. In fact, they're unrelated to each other. The House went into recess before the government shutdown began. So what's going on here? This, in my opinion, is Mike Johnson handing king-like powers to Donald Trump. Let me explain. One of the principal jobs of the House of Representatives, of Congress in general, in both the House and the Senate, the first among equals, the Article I branch, is to keep in check, to hold in check the power of the executive, of the president, to prevent a president from behaving like a king. The founders wrote this into the Constitution because they had just dealt with George III. So here you've got James Madison, the father of the Constitution, writing in Federalist number 47, quote, "No political truth is of greater intrinsic value or is stamped with the authority of more enlightened patrons of liberty than that the accumulation of all powers, legislative, executive, and judiciary in the same hands may justly be pronounced the very definition of tyranny." Here's Thomas Jefferson commenting on Madison's, this was his comment on Federalist 48. That was from Federalist 47. This is Jefferson, the author of the Declaration of Independence. Quote, "All the powers of government, legislative, executive, and judiciary result to the legislative body. The concentrating of the point here, by the way, is that the House of Representatives ratifies the Electoral College votes. So, the presidency is defined by the House of Representatives. The judiciary requires approval of the Senate and Congress, the first Congress, had to literally create the courts out of nothing. So the Congress is literally the first among equals, and that's what Jefferson's talking about here. He says all the powers of government, legislative, executive, and judiciary result to the legislative body. The concentrating of these in the same hands is precisely the definition of despotic government. And elective despotism, and he put those words in all caps, elective despotism was not the government we fought for, but one in which the powers of government should be so divided and balanced among several bodies of magistracy so as no one could transcend their legal limits without being effectually checked and restrained by the others." You get this? The job of Congress is to restrain the president from king-like behavior. So what happens when Congress is suspended? There's no oversight. If Congress was in session, I think it's a fairly safe bet that somebody would say, hey, it looks like Trump is going to start tearing down the East Wing. There's bulldozers coming. We need to stop this. Let's hold a hearing. Let's publicize this. Let's raise some hell right now. But they were gone. Mike Johnson not only suspended the House, but he told all the Republicans, go back to your home districts. Take a vacation. Spend a month with your kids. Don't do a town hall. Don't talk to the people. I mean, he's been very explicit about that. But, go have fun. Go to Disney World. Or, on the government's dime, take a junket to Rome or something, Go visit the world. So the consequence of that is that there are no oversight hearings to hold Trump to account. There are no oversight hearings to hold Kristi Noem to account, or Thom Hartmann, or ICE. There's no oversight hearings to hold Pam Bondi to account, or even to ask her why for 8 years as Attorney General of Florida while Jeffrey Epstein was raping young girls, why didn't she do anything about it? Or why is she continuing to hide the Epstein, documents? I mean, we've got, what was her name? I think it was Amy Wallace, who was the co-author with Virginia Giuffre of of Nobody's Girl, her autobiography, coming out and saying that there's these 20 men that they Bondi knows their names, Kash Patel knows their names, she knows their names. But, Congress isn't there. They can't do anything. There is no authority. What Mike Johnson has done, and if he continues this, and if this happens frequently throughout the Trump presidency, what he has done is he has handed to Donald Trump the powers of a king. No oversight, no restraint, no control, no regulation, no public shaming, no public, revelations. It's just, Donald, you get to do what you want. And if we continue to allow this, if he continues to keep the House out of session, we might as well recall, let's just change the United Kingdom of America instead of the United States of America, or maybe the Trump Kingdom of America. I mean, after all, he's building his Epstein ballroom. It's a clone of the throne room in the Winter Palace.